older grains. That's what I like to call them, like Bible grain, the real grain. And you can get a crock pot because I know some people don't cook. Get a crock pot. All you have to do is soak your beans and throw them in the crock pot and add some seasoning, add some bay leaves, add some herbs, some thyme. You know, use a little salt and pepper. And when I say salt, I mean sea salt, like hard sea salt, where you have to use a grinder. Get as many fresh herbs and spices as possible that you use with the grinder. That's the last point that I'm going to touch on before we end the room, because this topic can go on and on and on and on. We could go on for hours about it, touching on everything. But when I talk about spices and herbs, it's best to get as big as possible. Get the products as big as possible. I don't mean like huge as in like a big old like turkey leg size of something, but I mean like in bundles. So instead of getting ground cinnamon, get the cinnamon sticks and get something that you can grind. Get one of those grinders. They're out there where you can purchase them, and you can grind your own spices. Because believe it or not, when you purchase products, and this goes for frozen vegetables, I mean, look, let's be honest, that's going to be frozen vegetables will be a better route than canned. Because a lot of the canned, they throw stuff in there to keep it. That's the purpose of canned food. Okay, so that's the purpose, to keep it. But what you should do is get as fresh as possible. Get your products in bundles and then grind them. So this is going back to the FDA. The FDA approves a certain amount, and this might make you cringe, and some of you may know this, a certain amount of non-food products in our foods, meaning maggots, fecal matter, bird and insect head. My aunt had a bird head in her vegetables, her frozen vegetables before, and she couldn't sue anybody about it because the FDA allows a certain percentage of non-food product in the food because they say it's a part of manufacturing. Things happen, things fall in there. You got to think about when our foods and canned foods are stored. Rat poisoning, rat pee, all types of stuff sits on these cans. When they're in these big industrial, yep, I'm gonna puke now. Sorry, Jasmine. I told y'all this was gonna be like one of those growth rooms. That's why I started with autopsy, talking about autopsy. So this stuff is allowed in our food, and you can't do anything about it other than taking the needed precaution to just do it yourself. And that's the point. You can avoid it by doing it yourself, growing it yourself, or just simply getting a grinder with the spices in particular. Like, that's a huge one where you'll find insects in your food because this stuff just falls in there in production. That's why they use machines to put everything together. They may use people from time to time for different things in these different plants, but at the end of the day, when something's being chopped up and it's not being done, even if it is being done by a human, they allow that room for error. Hence why you have creepy crawlies in your food, or you might find that burnt thing that looks like a chip in your chip bag, but it's not a chip. You're eating like a roach or something, and you don't even realize it because it's been pressed down and manufactured to go in there. Those are the types of things that you have to think about when you buy these packaged foods. That's why I say do your best to shop around the outside. But even with that, you have to just pay attention to what's in there. People are looking to monetize on you every single day. So even when you get these greens where they're like washed and ready to eat, who washed it? And how do you know it's ready to eat? That's why I like getting bundles and sifting through it myself. And like back in the day, my grandpa had a garden. Like, man, I can't wait till I set my stuff up properly where I don't have to go to the farmers market anymore. But I've created relationships with these farmers, so I know who I really trust and who really, you can put your trust in certain areas. But if you don't want to do that, the best bet is to just create your own, because we're moving towards that style of society anyway, where things are changing big time. Things are changing big time. And you never know what's sitting around you never know what's sitting around in our food. You never know what's really the life that vegetable, that animal really truly lived. All you have to go on is the label and what they say. No hormones, no added this, no added that. And to be honest with you, what you don't know, you don't know. And by eating it, you just may not know. And I went from eating like just regularly packaged chicken, like cheap chicken, what I call cheap chicken, because it was like marked down or it was just like packaged up like, oh, this is good chicken, to like fresh chicken breast, and then eventually like just stop eating it altogether. You can taste the difference. You can taste the difference. When you have real, true, fresh fruit, you will not need all that salt. Your taste buds will begin to transform, and you'll begin to want to make a change. And that's the thing, when you utilize sea salt versus table salt, that's a huge difference in itself. And you won't even need as much sea salt as you think to season your food, if you have to season it at all. So just to kind of sum everything up from today, I just want y'all to, not telling you what to do, but just to be mindful of, the things around us. When something's being marketed to you, via commercial or billboards, or this is the newest, this and that, really start to question, like, why are y'all putting this out here? I know it's for money. I know the FDA has an agenda. I know the USDA has an agenda. We know meat companies have an agenda. We know, the whole industrial revolution has changed the way that food has been processed and comes about. And I mean, when I say processed, everything is processed. Juices are processed, and they say that it's a way to clean it and cleanse, whatever impurities are in there. But God, let's be real. Processed foods are not what's up. I'm just gonna say it like that. Processed foods are not what's up. They're good. They may taste good, but they're so harmful for our body because there are so many things being put in there. And then when it's processed, you have no idea what else has been added in there that's non-food related items. So do your best to, again, shop around, the outsides of the store, go to your local farmers market, create relationships, with those individuals. Because realistically, when you're getting something fresh, you should be able to walk around and just eat it and taste what the herb or spice is really truly supposed to taste like. Like a lot of times we don't even, since we're so tainted, we don't even know what good food is and what good food is supposed to taste like. And it's part of it just being in this country. So, I know right now Corona and all that stuff is, circulating, whatever, but I challenge everybody to open their minds, really truly look at labels, travel outside of the country to some of these places like Italy and Paris that are known to make good foods, and see what other things taste like. Because I guarantee when you leave out of this country, the way foods are made and cooked and even, harvested are totally different from what we're doing over here in this country. And like cheeses other places aren't full of pus and salt and all these additional things that just make it so harmful for you. So I challenge you to cleanse, drink a lot of water, and do as much liquid diets as possible that you can possibly do and add in those good probiotics to really help with your gut, at the end of the day. So with that, I'll open the floor again for any last comments, any last words, or any last questions. And then Jessica, you can close us out.
So listening to you talk to you, it made me think about a couple of things. One, I have such a huge desire to have my own garden with all the vegetables that I eat and will try to eat. Once I get my new house and have some more land, that's going to be a done deal. And second, one thing that I did when I was transitioning into being plant-based was I did a cleanse, and actually I did the herbs cleanse. Vegan diet. So that's what I did, and it helped with the transition and made it easier because I was doing stuff to clean my body out and adding in fresher products, real products. So thank you for talking about that.
Absolutely. That's an awesome point, that you made with the transition. That is so important. Does anyone else have any final words or questions?
I do. I changed the way I was eating at the age of 22. I found out I had celiac disease when I was pregnant with my daughter. And, growing up in the South, we eat all types of stuff. So at that point, I had to be more mindful about the things that I was eating, and I had to learn how to read labels. And I'm not going to sit up here and make it seem like I'm just like 100%. But when it comes to the way I eat versus everybody else in my family, like they make fun of me because of the way I eat. They say I eat like a rabbit because I'm that person that's making a stir fry that's straight vegetables and maybe some shrimp, or like I'm getting jackrabbit and instead of eating like chicken or steak and stuff like that. But I'm trying to teach my daughter how to be a little bit more mindful about the things that she eats, because kids, they want to eat sweets and all of this different kind of stuff, and I'll let her indulge. But at the same time, I try to teach her how to be mindful with it, because it's a possibility that she might get it as well. And I've had to, because when I found out I had it, of course I was pregnant, and then I end up having to get a C-section and all this different kind of stuff. And after that, I noticed it's like my body triggered the symptoms more, and it like totally changed the way that I would go to the bathroom, and when I would eat, I would get sleepy. The fogginess, I couldn't remember simple things. I wasn't able to communicate the way I talk. Even now, sometimes it trips me up. But I had to change my diet in order to pretty much self-heal myself, because it's nothing that there's no cure for it. So it's literally about lifestyle change. And I even had like high blood pressure at one time. And when I went detox, changed the way I was eating. This is before I found out I had celiac disease. That knocked that out. I haven't had to deal with that no more. So it really is important to pay attention to what you eat and be mindful of how how you go throughout your day with the things that you pick up and you put in your mouth. Like I might eat a whole bunch of junk one day, or like, just splurge. Like yesterday I made macaroni and cheese, but the rest of the week I'm over here making smoothies, juicing and stuff like that, eating salads here and there to pretty much just bring balance to my life. So I'm just at that point now, and I'm really trying to teach my daughter how to do that as well. Like she has her own little garden at my grandparents' house, and my grandparents, they garden too. So it's something in the works. But with everything you said was very important, and I can attest to it.
That's awesome. We have up here with us another T, Miss T Butler. T Butler is a teen entrepreneur that'll be able to come and share with us on the vegan and cruelty-free foods and things like that. So go ahead, T.
Hey, Jessica. Thank you for bringing me up. Hey, T. Hey, all the other moderators. I appreciate the space. I missed the last week. I told T I would pop in and and support. Actually, I am the mother of the teen entrepreneur. Of course, she's at school, but I can tell you one thing: we do. We're very careful in my household when it comes to eating these all these types of foods. Um, I believe I forgot what young lady said it about What the Health. That's a good show to watch and catch up on. Like if you just sit here with your family and everybody like, oh my God, is that what I just ate? And just feel like they just got to throw up. It is so crazy. And also what T was talking about this the stuff that's in your food and your chips. Oh, why is it that color green? And it's crazy. It's very eye opening. And then I wish I would have known all of this when I'm sorry. I wish my mom would have known this stuff of growing with us growing up. So now I have kids of my own, and I'm teaching my kids, what to put in their mouth and what's feeding into the mouth because it feeds into your brain. And so that's an exercise that I tell my kids every morning, every night. Like when I'm cooking certain things, we haven't got we haven't got away with the beef, but for sure pork. We don't eat anything porky, no gelatin, no red. Like it's a lot. I don't know if you guys know gelatin is like it's bone, crack pig bone. It's disgusting. So if we see gelatins, I am looking at the ingredients. When my kids go over people's certain house, they think we like Muslims or something. Oh yeah, I don't eat that. Yeah, I'm like, huh? Like we don't eat it, and so they think we're on a strictly, like a diet, and we are, so it's just little things that, I don't let get to me, but I try to feed into my community and my family, like, hey, that's really not good for you. And sometimes that's why kids are acting out. So, that's my little spill on it. But again, thank you so much for the space. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, T, and all the moderators. I appreciate it.
I love it. I love it. It is definitely, if y'all haven't seen it, please click save the link so you can have that to go back and check it out so you can get well and really know what's going on with this food out here in these streets because they're not going to tell you. They're trying to make bank, like T said. They're all about the money, but we definitely know how to take care of our bodies. And a brief testament to what she was sharing, even about the gardening. Our family, when we went into the pandemic, we really changed up everything because we were trying to not be in stores and figure out whatever we could do to make the adjustments. And so we actually did do a garden in our back. So we had the carrots and the cabbage and celery and all kind of stuff out there. Eggplant. We went and bought fruit trees and planted trees. We've got like a ton of stuff out there, and then changing up even our source, going to meat shops instead of going to the grocery stores for meats and things like that. And when I tell you, like my entire family was COVID free this whole time. Nobody in my household has gotten COVID. Like nobody's had a cold. My daughter's eczema was way better. Like everything shifted, and we were paying attention to that as the process went by. I was like, we went through the whole cold and flu season, and nobody got sick. Like we went through a whole bunch of stuff that was completely different, even with our eating. Like our health was better. We were doing all of these things that made the changes. So definitely it is a testament to when we eat differently, our bodies respond differently. We had such energy, get up in the morning every day a week, running 3 times a week, going to do exercise the other 2 days, either in the gym or with like Zumba or something like that. But we always had these opportunities to see what our bodies responded differently to when we were eating differently. So that is so accurate and on point. So all y'all gardeners or y'all wanting to get into gardening, definitely do so. You'll see the benefits of it. I'm going to yield to anybody else who wanted to share anything, and then we're going to go ahead and close out.
Yeah, I know we're a little bit, over time. So we'll continue. Like I have some more things I wanted to share with y'all on this topic. So we'll continue that next week. So please feel free to join us, next Wednesday for, a continuation of some good things and healthy tips, for what you should put into your body and some more signs to look for when you're shopping for food and some different ways that you can, start to grow your garden no matter where you're living, even if you're, in an apartment. But my last testament is that my son, is being autistic or on the spectrum, by the school district. He was for a long time nonverbal till he was almost 5. And It was right around the time that I changed up everything after my surgery with baby number 5. And I had him eating differently, and because he wouldn't eat the stuff at school because he knew it, whatever reason, he's really picky. And when I changed up his entire diet, that was when he finally spoke, when he finally said a word. And I know some people have said this before. You may see stories of, people saying that, but he has listened, a long time and wouldn't say anything. And the moment that, his diet changed, it was like he got a burst of mental clarity. It was like he had been listening the whole time and he was able to let us know things that he was feeling. He was able to say his name. I had never heard my baby say anything other than like noises. I didn't even know that he knew his name, and he said his name, and I'm like, hold on now, we on to something. So just being mindful and learning these things and being able again to teach it to our children so that they have a better way. Those are the biggest things ever, and just being a good parent, a good, student of our children. That is a major thing to teach them. It was really so. Jessica, you can take it over from here.
Thank you so much, T. I appreciate your time and this wisdom that you pouring into us. When we learn what to do, then it helps us to better make those decisions and really make it stick. Once we make those decisions, when we do it on our own, sometimes we can find a reason to not follow through. But when we know the truth behind it, the Bible, when it says we shall know the truth and the truth will make us free, like literally in all areas of our life now. So we know the truth in reference to what we eat. You are what you eat. So we know how to make these changes and adjustments moving forward. So thank you, T. All y'all mods up here, give her a mic tap. We gotta clap her up on that because she did the thing and poured it out for us today and really made it plain to really, even with the story she started with explaining the autopsy and the different things with her baby and how we can see with clear evidence what our bodies end up enduring and really know how to make some changes from here on. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close in prayer. We always steal these words so we can have this to stick with us and not really get lost in the things of the day or life. So God, we thank you for T and the wealth of wisdom that you poured into her, that she's able to now pour it out to each of us and allow our lives to be blessed to know, God, how we can move forward and be wise stewards of our bodies, wise stewards of our health and our eating habits to do better with what you've given us so that we can effectively walk in purpose and wellness in every area of our life. God, we thank you for the wisdom, God, that you have released. And we thank you that you said we can ask for wisdom and you would give it to us freely. So thank you for freely releasing wisdom in reference to what we eat and our health today. God, we thank you that we will take this information, that it is seed that was planted into good ground, and we will see the benefits of good health coming forward from this day as we make the necessary changes. God, I thank you for releasing the resources, God, that you're releasing even the strategies of where to go, how to go, and what to do that'll make this an easier transition as we move into things that will continue to help us build and grow into this abundant life that you have set before us. So we give you all glory, honor, and praise for all of those that have come into the room and gotten this information, those that will listen later. God, we thank you that we will see the fruits made manifest in these days to come as we continually get this information poured out in the Empower Empire. We bless every household here, God, that they are covered and protected, and that you have given us new ammo against any wile of the enemy that he would try to use to not make us walk in good health and prosper, as you have already said that it is your will for us to do so. We walk in good health, we walk in wellness, and we decree we will make the necessary changes to go forth to be wise stewards of our bodies in this season and on to come. It is in your son Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. If you missed any of the info, please go back and catch the replay from the beginning. The link at the top is What the Health. It is the documentary that explains what goes on in the food industry and how to go towards that clean eating And so, with that, we are closing this space. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. We will see you later on for the Level Up Lounge as well as in the beauty seat. So, definitely make sure you join us in both of those places. With that being said, y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.